Obviously there was a great Japanese admiral at the time who, when he was asked, why don't you invade the United States after we just completely wiped out Pearl Harbor? He goes, why would I invade a country with a gun behind every blade of grass? And I think that's the greatest deterrent. Look, we can see all the woke stuff, like we have the rainbow flags in the military now and a trans spokesman or a drag spokesman or whatever. And our enemies definitely see that. They see that and they're like, wow, this is, China's thinking about invading Taiwan. You see what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. You see what's happened with, Israel and coming from the Gaza Strip. I mean, this is all the product of exactly what you're talking about, a very weak foreign policy. Now, this current administration doesn't understand our enemies. They don't understand our allies. They have no idea, actually, the geopolitics of how things actually work. But it's not so much getting the word out. Like, I don't think anybody would ever be stupid enough to invade America, but I do think people would be stupid enough to do something that harmed us. And the one takeaway, I mean, obviously 9/11 being a horrible tragedy, but the one takeaway from that was that we came together. And if you have another tragedy, I mean, that was the thing with World War II, with well, outside of Vietnam maybe, but one tragedy of war, or one great thing of war, is that it brings each side together. And we do fight amongst ourselves. We do fight amongst the pack here in America. But I think that if a conflict were to get out like that, I mean, there is no country ever that is out-innovated, that is out-built, that is outspent, we spend more on our defense system than the next 25 countries combined. So there's no beating the American ingenuity and the desire for Americans to be on top. I mean, we have a footprints and a flag on the moon, regardless of whatever conspiracy you may think about that. Nobody can compete with us if you get the government the hell out of the way. And that's the biggest problem is, the titans of industry, and I talk about them in the book a little bit too, they may not have been liked at the time, they may not have been loved, but they got the job done. I mean, you want to see the other half of the country? Here's a railroad system that'll do it, and I'll build it in 4 years. We as a country will rise to the occasion. It just might take us getting kicked in the butt a few times, and I fear that's actually coming.